Episode 4 feels different from the very first minute, and that difference matters when we reach the ending. This episode slows the story down on purpose. Instead of big fights or shocking twists, it focuses on fear, doubt, and pressure. The characters are not running anymore. They are thinking. They are watching each other. And most importantly, they are hiding things. This slow pace is not a weakness. It is the setup. Every conversation feels loaded, every pause feels planned, and every look between characters carries weight. By the time the episode reaches its final moments, the tension has already been built quietly in the background. What makes this episode stand out is how it removes comfort. There is no clear hero moment here. No one truly wins. The world feels colder and less forgiving. Survival is no longer about strength, but about control. Characters who once believed in rules and systems now begin to see cracks forming. The episode keeps asking one simple question without ever saying it out loud. Who can you really trust in a world that rewards lies? This question becomes the heart of the ending, and understanding this mood is key to understanding why the final scene feels so unsettling. Throughout the episode, the story keeps pulling characters closer to difficult choices. Small actions begin to matter more than big plans. Words spoken earlier return with new meaning. When the ending arrives, it does not feel sudden. It feels earned. The episode trains the viewer to stop expecting comfort and start expecting consequences. This is why the ending hits harder emotionally than any action scene could. It confirms that the world of Fallout is no longer about hope alone, but about the price that hope demands. The final scene of Episode 4 is quiet, but every second is heavy. There are no long speeches explaining what just happened. Instead, the show trusts the viewer to notice expressions, silence, and body language. One character makes a choice that cannot be taken back. On the surface, it may seem small, but the meaning behind it is massive. This is not a choice made out of anger. It is made out of fear and survival. And that is what makes it dangerous. As the scene unfolds, the camera lingers longer than usual. It wants you to feel uncomfortable. The silence is loud because it forces you to think. This is where many viewers miss important details. A look that lasts a second too long. A pause before a response. A hand that hesitates. These moments reveal more than words ever could. The ending is not confusing because it is unclear. It is confusing because it shows how people justify their actions when they believe there is no better option. The real shock of the ending is not what happens, but what does not happen. No one stops the choice. No one speaks against it. This tells us something powerful about the world these characters now live in. Moral lines are fading. Survival has become the excuse for everything. The final image of the episode locks this idea in place. It tells the audience that the story has crossed a line, and going back is no longer possible. The meaning behind the ending of Episode 4 goes deeper than plot. This moment is about control. Who has it, who wants it, and who is willing to lose their soul to keep it? Fallout has always explored what happens when systems fail. But this episode focuses on what happens when people fail themselves. The ending shows that even good intentions can lead to terrible outcomes when fear takes over. Trust is the real theme here. The episode slowly removes trust, piece by piece, until nothing feels stable. Characters begin to rely on logic instead of empathy. They stop asking what is right and start asking what is necessary. The ending reflects this shift perfectly. It shows a world where survival is no longer shared. It is personal. And when survival becomes personal, betrayal becomes easier. This ending is not meant to shock you. It is meant to sit with you. It asks the viewer to understand why the choice was made, even if they hate it. That discomfort is intentional. Fallout does not want easy answers. It wants you to see how ordinary people slowly become part of something cruel without realizing it. Episode 4 marks the moment where the story fully embraces this idea. The impact of the ending will follow the characters long after episode 4 ends. One character leaves. This episode changed forever, even if they do not realize it yet. Their choice creates a ripple that will affect every relationship moving forward. Trust that was already fragile may never fully return. Power dynamics shift, silently, setting up future conflict that feels unavoidable. What makes this ending so strong is that it does not promise immediate consequences. Instead, it promises slow ones. Guilt, suspicion, and fear will grow over time. This is far more dangerous than instant punishment. The episode ends by reminding us that fallout is not just about the end of the world. It is about what people become after the end. Episode 4 stands as a turning point. From this moment on, the story cannot return to simpler choices. The ending closes one door and opens many darker ones. It prepares the audience for a future where every decision will carry weight, and every action will leave a scar. That is why this ending matters. Not because of what it shows, but because of what it sets in motion. The final scene of Fallout Season 2 Episode 4 works because it refuses to guide the audience. There is no clear explanation, no comforting line of dialogue, and no dramatic music telling you how to feel. Instead, the scene unfolds slowly, almost uncomfortably, as if the story wants you to sit inside the moment rather than escape it. The camera stays longer than expected, forcing you to notice small movements and quiet reactions. This is not an ending meant to be rushed. It is designed to sink in. What actually happens in the final moments is simple on the surface, but heavy in meaning. A character makes a decision that changes the balance of power, even though it may not look like a big move right away. There is hesitation before the choice, which tells us this was not planned far in advance. This matters because it shows how pressure and fear can force people to act against their own values. The choice is not made because it is right, but because it feels like the only option left. One of the most important details in the ending is silence. Characters who usually speak up say nothing. This silence is not empty. It is filled with understanding. Everyone in the room knows what just happened, even if no one says it out loud. That shared silence becomes a form of agreement, and that is what makes the moment disturbing. When no one objects, responsibility spreads across everyone. The ending quietly suggests that guilt is no longer owned by one person alone. The episode also uses visual storytelling to deepen the meaning of the ending. The lighting grows colder, faces appear harder, and the space between characters feels wider. These choices are not random. They reflect emotional distance and broken trust. Even characters standing close together feel separated. The world feels less human in these final moments, as if something vital has been lost without anyone noticing right away. Another key part of the ending is what does not happen. There is no rescue, no sudden interruption, and no unexpected twist to undo the decision. Fallout allows the moment to stand exactly as it is. This tells the audience that the story has crossed into a more serious phase. From here on, actions will not be erased or forgiven easily. Consequences will grow slowly, following the characters. Instead of crashing into them all at once, the ending also challenges the viewer's expectations. Many people expect Fallout to deliver answers quickly, especially after building tension throughout the episode. Instead, Episode 4 ends by creating questions. Was this choice truly necessary? Could someone have stopped it? And most importantly, will the characters be honest with themselves about what they have done? These unanswered questions are the real ending. They stay with the audience long after the screen goes dark. By ending the episode this way, the show reminds us that survival in this world is not just physical. It is moral. Every choice chips away at who the characters are, even when they believe they are doing the right thing. Episode 4's final scene does not shout its message. It whispers it, trusting the audience to feel the weight without being told how to react. That quiet confidence is what makes this ending powerful and unsettling at the same time. The ending of Episode 4 is not just about what happened, but about what it means for the soul of the story. This moment is designed to show how survival slowly changes people from the inside. Earlier in the season, characters still believed there were lines they would never cross. Episode 4 proves those lines were never strong to begin with. Fear does not break people all at once. It bends them slowly, until one day they no longer recognize themselves. That is exactly what this ending represents. At its core, the ending is about control. Not loud control through force, but quiet control through decisions made behind closed doors. The character at the center of the final moment believes they are taking control of their future. In reality, they are giving something up. They are trading honesty for safety, and trust for certainty. Fallout has always shown that control is an illusion in a broken world. And Episode 4 reinforces this idea in a painful way. Rust plays a major role in the meaning of the ending. Throughout the episode, trust is tested again and again. By the final scene, trust is no longer something shared. It becomes something guarded. Characters stop believing in each other and start believing only in outcomes.